Welcome one, welcome all. Today we are happy to share our first episode of Survivor Top 10s here on Reality Pop. Survivor is a show of big personalities, and with big personalities, it's hard to avoid a little bit of controversy every now and again. These are our picks for the top 10 most controversial moments in Survivor history. Kicking off our list, we thought of nothing better than to explore the inevitable butting of heads that comes with the big, outspoken personalities we see littered throughout Survivor cast season after season. Of course, the one that pops into mind first are rivalries that had big clashes, like Dom and Chris on Ghost Island, Fairplay and Sandra on Pearl Islands, and even Sue and Wigglesworth from way back in season 1. But our number 10 spot is going to have to go to Brandon Hance and Philip Shepard's fight on Survivor Caramon. It started with Philip inviting Brandon into his alliance, Stealth R Us, and even giving him a nickname. However, Brandon took the gesture as an act of belittlement and retaliated by screaming at Philip from across the beach, dumping all the tribe's rice in the sand. He even threatened to burn the shelter to the ground. At the immunity challenge later that day, the favorites tribe forfeited the challenge to vote out Brandon, but not after another screaming match between the specialist and Hance, in which they both called out each other's families and character.
Nobody wants to get physical. That's not good news.
He doesn't want to get physical.
You're absolutely right. I don't.
Needless to say, I don't think Brandon is invited back to the first annual Stealth R Us reunion. Bullying on Survivor is nothing new at this point. In a game where the perception of having power can make or break your $1 million chances, any opportunity to bully your opponents is always considered. Of course, moments like Colton bullying Christina in One World, to Tyson's constant ridicule of Sierra on Tocantins, to Jules' constant picking on Chet in challenges in Micronesia were contenders, but our number 9 most controversial moment is going to have to go to Will bullying SHIRIN on Survivor Worlds Apart. Uncalled for, unnecessary, pointless, Will's bullying of SHIRIN did nothing to advance him in the game, and perhaps that's why his bullying stands out. From calling her unwanted to unlikable to the lack of anyone standing up in her defense in the moment, this move was truly controversial. Luckily, SHIRIN got the last laugh when she made the jury and did not place her vote for Will. No collection of controversial moments can be considered complete without your eyebrow-raising moments. From Natalie asking Parvati about how her cunning translates to the bedroom in Micronesia, to Coach's morning rituals on the beach, we had a lot of moments to choose from. But ultimately, our number 9 most controversial moment went to the most eyebrow-raising of them all, and that, of course, is Brenda requesting Dawn to show her fake teeth at Final Tribal Council and Survivor Caramon.
Would you have quit this game if I did not give you back your teeth?
No, I wouldn't have.
I need you to go beyond words this time, and I need you to prove it to me.
Earlier in the season, Dawn and Brenda were alliance members, but that alliance evolved to a deep friendship when Brenda heroically dived into a swamp to fetch Dawn's fake teeth, saving her from embarrassment. A few votes later, Dawn played a part in blindsiding Brenda. To retaliate, Brenda forced Dawn to show her fake teeth to everyone at Final Tribal Council in a fit of anger. Dawn complied, yet the reasoning behind Brenda's actions remained unclear. Brenda didn't even end up placing her vote for Dawn, leaving this moment confusing, embarrassing, sad, and, above all else, controversial. One word that seems to fall under the same umbrella as the word controversy is the word betrayal. Some of the most infamous Survivor betrayals we thought of were the Omatepes voting out Matt twice in Redemption Island, Ty not giving Scott the idol in Kaorong, Sierra voting out her mother in Blood vs. Water, and our number 7 pick for the most controversial moment in Survivor history, Boston Rob betraying Lex Vandenberg in Survivor All-Stars. For those who don't remember, Rob and Lex had a strong friendship coming into All-Stars. Rob used that as leverage, however, when he promised Lex that if he saved Amber, he would not vote out Lex.
If he can.
Lex, move it out.
Not only did Rob vote out Lex after he saved Amber, he did it at the very next vote, ending Lex's, up until that point, pretty great run on Survivor All-Stars. Using friendship as leverage and then stabbing that person in the back to save a person you just met a few days prior is one of the most cold-blooded moves in Survivor history. It's no shock that Lex did not vote for Rob at Final Tribal Council.
What, making the deal, save Amber, and I'm gonna help you later on? You guys didn't really believe that, did you? Come on.
Not every move on this list comes from the players. We also look at things production has done that can be deemed as controversial. We of course thought of instances like separating the two tribes on Fiji, giving one a bad shelter and no supplies, and the other tribe a nice shelter with an abundance of supplies. And of course in Heroes, Healers, and Hustlers when they invented the Final Four fire making challenge seemingly on the spot, a move many people see as production changing the rules mid-game to help their favorite contestant win. However, our number 6 on this list is the Survivor production team choosing to divide the 4 tribes in Survivor Cook Islands by race. An Asian tribe, a white tribe, a Hispanic tribe, and a black tribe. This is what we saw on Cook Islands, a season some nickname Survivor Race Wars.
Different ethnic groups. I mean, is that kosher? I don't know.
What was originally an attempt to help diversify the show was clearly not well executed, as it came across as Survivor trying to pit races against each other instead of creating unity. It's no shocker that Survivor has never brought the season theme back. It didn't take long for Survivor to develop its first villain, and his name was Richard Hatch, the show's first winner. From the first episode of Survivor, Hatch established himself as one of the most controversial contestants in history, and this category relates solely to Hatch himself. Controversial moments that we thought of were, of course, him walking around nude constantly on the island in Borneo, to him reportedly sneaking matches onto Survivor All-Stars, to his use of alliances, a move at the time which was controversial has of course become commonplace in the show. But our number 5 spot on this list goes to the Hatch Hawk incident in Survivor All-Stars. According to Sue, Hatch, who was naked at the time, touched his private area against Sue in the middle of the challenge. Sue chewed out Hatch, Jeff, and Survivor itself and actually quit the show in the middle of All-Stars.
I was violated, humiliated, dehumanized, and totally spent, Jeff, and I'm done with this game.
We may never know truly what happens, as Hatch has vehemently denied it, and Survivor was unable to use any of the footage they picked up to prove him innocent or guilty. Regardless, the moment was controversial at the time and remains that way to this day. In Survivor, players have to rely on trust at times to advance them in the game. The only way to truly test trust is at Tribal Council. Unfortunately, by that point, it's often too late. Moments of failed trust that come into mind are, of course, JT seeing the idol he gave Russell being played against him in Survivor's Heroes vs. Villains, the Black Widow Brigade voting out Eric after he had just given his idol to Natalie in Micronesia, and our number 4 pick, DREAMZ, not giving YAU-MAN the idol in Survivor Fiji. YAU-MAN won the now extinct car challenge in Survivor Fiji at the Final 5. DREAMZ, who had spoken multiple times throughout the season about wanting a car badly, was given a deal by YAU-MAN. Give away the immunity idol if DREAMZ happened to win it at Final 4, and YAU-MAN would give him the car.
When there are 4 of us left, if you and I happen to be 1 of 4, if you win the immunity for that round, you'll give it to me.
DREAMZ accepted the offer and did in fact win the immunity at Final 4. However, at Tribal Council, DREAMZ refused to comply, keeping both the idol and the car. YAU-MAN got voted off, and DREAMZ received 0 votes at Final Tribal Council. Another word synonymous with controversy is manipulation, and Survivor sure does have a lot of that. There's Rob's buddy system in Redemption Island, to Russell's tricking Tyson into essentially voting himself off in Heroes vs. Villains, to Yule's idol threats against Penner in Cook Islands, and our number 3 pick, the dead grandma lie.
Oh, dude, that was crazy.
It was either going to be my buddy or my grandmother coming, and my grandmother's not here for a reason. She's not around. My grandmother's sitting home watching Jerry Springer right now.
Though nowadays some might see this as just another smart move to advance a little further in the game, when Pearl Islands aired, this was arguably the most diabolical move any contestant had made up until that point. What Fair Play did was, he manipulated everyone into thinking his grandma died, thus taking a target off of his back and loosening up his perceived villain role. Of course, his grandma was not dead at all, and with that move, Fair Play went down in Survivor history.
Oh man, they're gonna kill you. I know. You notice how everyone gave up there for me? I shed a tear for you. The fake dead grandmother could easily go down as the dirtiest thing ever to be done in this game. Isn't that crazy?
You're going out, man, once they hear what's going on, dude. Your grandma's gonna hate you.
Most Survivor seasons showcase new players, but when it comes time for returnee seasons, the dynamic shifts as players know each other at least a little, and sometimes a good bit, coming into the game. Bringing outside life into the game itself has come up a few times. We had a few examples, but none even came close to our number 2 pick, which was Jeff VARNER outing Zeke for being transgender in Survivor Game Changers. At Tribal Council, VARNER knew he was at the bottom and likely to be voted out that night. In a last-minute attempt to point the target on someone else, he tried to make Zeke appear untrustworthy. His choice of method? By telling everyone that Zeke lied by not telling the tribe he was transgender and thus likely to be lying about other things as well.
Why haven't you told anyone you're transgender?
This move was totally uncalled for, and though not an illegal move per se, it went beyond what contestants use as information to advance in the game, broke every code in the book, and actually made VARNER look more like the bad guy than Zeke. Luckily, everyone at Tribal Council came to Zeke's defense, and VARNER quickly realized the huge mistake he had just made. VARNER got voted out that night and left behind him a tribe devastated by his actions and one of the most controversial moments in Survivor history. There really is no category for our number 1 pick, which is kind of in a league of its own. The panel almost unanimously voted this moment as the number 1 most controversial moment in Survivor history. Of course, we are talking about Dan Spillo's actions on Survivor Island of the Idols. So many firsts came from this season, and none were anything to be happy with. It was the first time we heard a producer talk, when we heard an off-screen voice tell Kelly that she can come to the producers if she had any concerns.
You know, if there are issues to the point where things need to happen, come to me and I will make sure that stops.
It was the first time we had an episode start with a black screen warning us that we may be disturbed by the following events. But most important, it was the first time in 19 years that a Survivor player had to be removed from the game, and rightfully so. What otherwise was a season with a strong cast, Dan's actions completely ruined season 39, painting it as an unwatchable season, a season that will always have a cloud over it. It's a clear pick for our number 1, and we assume it will likely never be topped. And that concludes our list of the top 10 most controversial moments in Survivor history. Tune in every other Friday on this channel for a new edition of Survivor Top 10s here on Reality Pop. And be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new release content, and leave a comment with what you think is Survivor's most controversial moments, as well as what top 10 list you would like to see us do next. And thank you for watching Reality Pop, your new hub for all things reality. Thanks so much for watching Reality Pop, your new hub for all things reality. If you're enjoying this content, please let us know by giving this video a like, leaving a comment down below, and, of course, subscribing to the channel so you don't miss any videos. And be sure to hit that notification bell along the way. Thanks! Hey there, thanks so much for checking out Reality Pop, your new hub for all things reality. Do you have a passion for reality TV? We're currently looking to expand our team. So if you're interested in being one of our podcasters, video editors, graphic designers, social media managers, or anything else, please let us know. Go ahead and shoot an email over to realitypopnetwork@gmail.com. The link is in the description, and let us know where your interests lie. We look forward to hearing from you, and thanks for watching Reality Pop.